Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I appreciate you tuning in today. Before we get going, could you please do that YouTube stuff for me? Hit that thumbs up, get in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. If anybody's already done it, I appreciate you. If you haven't, please do that for me. It'd really help my channel out. It costs you nothing. It's free to you. Just helps me out. Just hit that bell, go up, hit all. It'll help you get my videos. If you like the videos, awesome. If you don't like them, just act like you do and help a brother out. Got a few things to go over today, guys. We got the AP and the coaches poll. Then we got week 3. It's a loaded slate, y'all. We're going to go over the games. Just kind of preview. We're not going to do no picks or nothing today. Y'all, it's a huge slate. Y'all, we got so many good games this weekend, y'all. The biggest one being my Vols in Neyland Stadium against the Dogs. The Vols versus the Dogs. I'm pumped up for it. I'm ready. If you're a ball fan, I know you are too. If you're a fan of another team, your team might have a big game this weekend too, y'all. This is a huge slate. A lot of the pansy games are about over with. Everybody still got a few on their schedule, y'all. We're going to have weekends where we got big games from here on out. Not just one like last week. Still was a good slate. A lot of upsets. Those are usually those sneaky weeks. So y'all lock in with me. Like I said before on this channel, I'm here to help y'all. Not be the guy at the water cooler or at work, wherever, sitting around with your buddies. No, you don't want to be the guy that all avid sports fans hate talking to. But don't know what you're talking about. You just throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. Don't be that guy. So lock in with me so you're not that guy. Also, got a Facebook page, y'all. College Ball J Dog. Go like it. Get on there. Start posting on there. Help me build that community. Also on TikTok. So if y'all would like to join that, y'all go right ahead and do that. Anything to help me out. If there's any kind of content y'all want to see I'm not doing, y'all let me know in the comment section. Or message me on Facebook or TikTok, whatever. This is a channel for y'all. I love doing it. Hope y'all enjoy watching it. Let's get into it. I want to start off with this little funny thing right here. Everybody's always said our Coach Apple looks like Bobby Hill. This one right here is pretty good. It says Josh Heupel loves watching UCLA games now. Josh Heupel watching Nico Iamaleava get railed every weekend for less than what he was paying him. Life hits you fast sometimes. Especially your daddy. When you listen to your daddy instead of doing your own thing. I just thought that was funny. Bobby Hill in Tennessee had everybody's always said, oh, Coach Heupel looks like him. The AP and the coaches poll dropped, y'all. We're going to go over the AP poll first. There's some big movers, big fallers. First thing you'll notice on it, probably if you're a Florida fan, you're not ranked anymore. That's tough. After a terrible loss like that, you couldn't have expected to be ranked. South Florida jumped all the way to 18. Some of the other big movers, my Vols up to 15. If you go by the AP poll, you got 15 versus 6 this Saturday. 3:30 Neyland Stadium. LSU's all the way up to 3. Clemson's down to 12, which that's probably around there. Missouri got in after beating Kansas. Kansas got up to like a 21-6 lead, and then Missouri just dominated the rest of the game. Auburn's ranked because Baylor looked pretty good when they come back and beat SMU. SMU dropped out. Bama's sitting at 19 after a 73-0 win. Michigan dropped to 23 from like 13. Oklahoma jumped to 13. Florida State's all the way up to 10, which is absolutely crazy after just beating Alabama. I agree they should be ranked in top 25, but they should not be all the way ranked 10th yet. Most of them don't really have a problem with Illinois at 9. I still think it's a little high for them, but they did beat the hell out of Duke. Duke kept turning the ball over. So I don't have no problem with it. There's really nobody I think should be ranked that isn't ranked besides maybe Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech gets their chance to get ranked this weekend. So I know there's some other schools that moved around in there, y'all. I'm not going to just sit there and go over every team. Coaches poll looks a little different than the AP poll, which it should. All your games that you watch on TV, y'all, they use the AP poll. I go by the coaches poll. That's the wrong one. I go by the coaches poll, y'all, because I think the coaches obviously know more about football than the AP poll does. But that's just me. Of course, ESPN, CBS, all them, they use the AP poll because that's them. They're the media. That's the media poll. I like the coaches poll, y'all. Coaches know a little more about football than the media does, of course. Tennessee's up to 15 in it, too. They rose 7 spots. You got Oklahoma still behind Tennessee. That's kind of surprising in the coaches poll, which we play Oklahoma later in the year in Neyland Stadium. If they keep winning, this could be a huge game. You got who else is big movers? Florida State's up to 12 in the coaches poll. Still think that's a little high, but hey, you got a big win, so I ain't going to dispute it. Iowa State's up 4. Ole Miss up 13 in the coaches poll. They're 17 in the AP poll. Georgia is 3 in the coaches poll. They're 6 in the AP poll. So if you go by the coaches poll, it's 15 versus 3 this weekend, y'all. LSU's a 4. LSU's got Florida. Florida fell out. Michigan fell down to 22 in the coaches poll. Indiana's up to 19. Indiana's not really impressed yet, but they ain't played nobody. Alabama at 18. A&M at 17. A&M plays number 8 Notre Dame this weekend. There's some big games this weekend, y'all. That's what I was trying to tell you. Clemson's at 11. Clemson's got a big game this weekend. So there's some people that moved a lot. There's some people that didn't move much. A&M moved up 5. I'll pull these last 3 up here real quick to go over before we move on to this Saturday, y'all. That's what I'm worried about this Saturday. Saturday, y'all, we got a huge slate. I mean, it's going to be the best weekend of college football so far this year. Week 1 was filled with bangers, y'all. Week 1 was no slouch. But week 3's got a lot of big matches. We had 3 top 10 matchups in week 1. They spread out a little bit. USF at 23. I think they're ranked better in the coaches poll than they are the AP. The AP moved them all the way up to 18. They got a chance to move that ranking up this weekend, y'all. They got a big game, too. Arizona State fell to 24. I think Arizona State should have fell out after losing to Mississippi State. That's just my opinion. BYU 25. I don't have no problem with that. They're 2-0. They was ranked to begin with. Missouri's not in yet. Louisville's receiving votes. SMU fell out. I think USC should be a little higher. They've not really played nobody yet, but they have dominated their competition. Auburn's all the way down at 32 in the coaches' polls. So they're not impressed with Auburn yet. Auburn will have their chances to impress them, though. Nebraska way down there. Georgia Tech at like 35. I think that's a little low for Georgia Tech. Nebraska, they got Michigan coming up next week. So, as you know, these things are going to move around a lot every week, of course. I like Tennessee being 15th. Yeah, like I said, it's according to the way you look. We play either number 6 Georgia or number 3 Georgia, whichever poll you like to use. I'm not just saying I use the coaches poll because Georgia's ranked 3rd. If you look back to my videos, I always talk about the coaches poll. I like the coaches poll better just because I think the coaches know more about football. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their opinion on it. I'm going to pull this up real quick, y'all. This is the week 3 slate, and this isn't even all of them. There's still some other games that's not even on here probably. I've got a few I'm going to pull up. We're going to talk about preview. Look at this, y'all. Number 3, LSU versus Florida. So Florida goes to LSU. Can Florida get back on track? Or is LSU going to run them over and Napier going to be on the hot seat even hotter? I think if Florida plays them close, Napier will keep his job. I think if LSU blows them out, Napier don't make it through Sunday with the job. USF goes to Miami. USF's done beat Boise State, Florida. If they pull off this Miami game, y'all, they should be top 10 team. That's 3 top 25 wins, start the season. After that, their schedule gets a lot easier. I'm not going to be able to pick them probably to pull the upset, but if they even play that game close and they dominate, they're absolutely the favorite to be the group of 5 team in the playoff. Alex Golesh will not be at USF next year. He took over a program that's winning 2 or 3 games a year, y'all. He's went 7-6 2 years in a row, and this year it looks like he's going to win way more than 7 games. The game of the weekend, game day in town. The number 6 Georgia Bulldogs go to play the 15-ranked Tennessee Vols. The Dogs versus the Vols, y'all. I'm fired up if you can't tell. I'm so damn ready for this game. See what's what. Has Aguilar been fool's gold against lesser competition? We're going to see. Is Georgia overrated? Struggled with Austin Peay last weekend. There's a lot of delays in that game and stuff, so I try to take that into consideration. Can Gunnar Stockton play better on the road, his first true road game, in the most hostile environment in the country? There's a lot of stories watching that game. I'm freaking fired up. I cannot wait till Saturday. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Texas A&M goes to Notre Dame. Vandy goes to South Carolina. Vandy whooped Virginia Tech worse than South Carolina did. Can Vandy go into South Carolina and get a win? South Carolina's an underrated place, y'all. An environment. They're an underrated environment. Georgia Tech. Clemson. That's going to be a good one, y'all. Ole Miss, Arkansas. Arkansas's looked great this year so far. Not played anybody. Everybody's already got Taylor Green with pretty good odds to win the Heisman. Can they give Ole Miss a game? We'll see. Look at that slate, y'all. If that don't give you a semi, I don't know what will. If that don't give you a little chub, nothing will. I mean, that's all there is to it, y'all. I'm going to show you these Friday games before we get into previewing these other games, y'all. If you can't tell, I'm antsy, y'all. I'm ready. Friday, you got a couple games that'd be worth watching. You got Houston, Colorado. Is Colorado going to play their third-string quarterback, or are they going to go back to Salter and Julian Lewis? Deion straight went to the third string against Delaware, and he kicked ass. Led 2 touchdown drives. Is he going to be your starter this week? Deion said he ain't telling. So you got to tune in and find out. That's Friday night, 7:30, y'all. Houston is favored in that game with Willie Fritz. Willie Fritz, good coach, y'all. He left Tulane to go to Houston. Kansas State, Arizona. Can Kansas State get back on track? They're underdogs, 1.5 points. The last one, 10 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Nico, UCLA versus New Mexico. They're favored by 15.5. Can they get their first win of the season? Or whether the losing streak continue? So there's a couple of decent games Friday night too, y'all. Don't sleep on the Friday night games. There ain't no ranked teams, but also Thursday night you got Wake Forest and North Carolina State. So if you're starving for football and you're not an NFL fan, you've got some games to watch for Saturday. Let's get into the games this week, y'all. First up, we're going to talk about Georgia Tech and Clemson. Clemson's favored by 9.5. at Georgia Tech. Pretty sure one of them moved that line down quite a bit, but the FPI is Georgia Tech favored, 56-41, 44, y'all. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. That one's going to be a nail biter, y'all. I'm not making my picks yet. I'll make my picks later in the week. But man, that game right there is going to be a smash mouth football game, y'all. Georgia Tech is a physical football team, and that's how Clemson wants to play too. But Clemson kind of likes to air it out on offense now, and Kate Klubnik's been struggling. They struggled against Troy last week. Can they get right? Haynes King will be playing. If you're a Georgia Tech fan, Haynes King is supposed to play this week. Up next, we got Alabama, Wisconsin. Was Alabama against Louisiana Monroe fool's gold? Or are they back on track? They're favored by 20.5 points. That's a lot of points. Wisconsin may be with their backup quarterback. They're not sure yet. You got 89% FPI for Alabama. 11 Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 2-0. Alabama's 1-1. I'm still not sold on Alabama. You beat up on a bad team with all that talent. Of course you're going to. I'm not sure Wisconsin's the team that can expose them like Florida State did. We'll see. Alabama beat them like 42-10 last year. Can they beat them like that again? Even with them beating them like that last year, Alabama still got out physical by a lot of teams last year. So even if they do this weekend, it can still be fool's gold. I'm not sure where I'm leaning on that one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick Alabama to win. My question is, am I going to take Wisconsin in the points? I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see on that. And this one right here, South Florida going to Miami, y'all, 4:30. Miami 17.5-point favorites. 72% FPI to 28 for South Florida, y'all. I think if South Florida even just covers this spread against Miami, top 5 Miami, I think that's a win for them. Are they going to be able to get up 2 weeks in a row? Actually, really 3 weeks in a row. It's their third top 25 game in a row. Just had a physical game against Florida. Can they get up enough to go to Miami and give Miami a game? I'm not sure. It's early enough in the year to where depth might not be an issue if they're not dealing with a lot of injuries. But that's a tall task for a school like South Florida. I'm still figuring out where I'm going to go on that pick. It's Arkansas-Ole Miss game, y'all. Last year, I picked Arkansas to hang in this game. I think the spread was like anywhere from 10 to 14 points. I picked the spread, and Arkansas had absolutely obliterated. Ole Miss did anything they wanted to. This is the week after Arkansas upset Tennessee at Arkansas last year. The spread this year is 9.5. Ole Miss has 74%. Arkansas has 26%. On the FPI, not sure where I'm going to lean on that one yet. Taylor Green is one of those quarterbacks. He will look spectacular one week, and next week he'll look like crap. But Austin Simmons has not impressed either, so I'm still up in the air on that pick. A lot of these y'all I might think about this week. There's a lot of games that have potential to be really good, and they also have potential to be blowouts. Florida and LSU, 7:30, night game. Baton Rouge. They don't lose night games in Baton Rouge very often. Crazy thing is they lost to Alabama in Baton Rouge that night last year. Jalen Milroe just ran all over them. Could Lagway do something like that? I don't think so. He's not really as athletic like that. He's more of a pocket passer. He has some athleticism, but he's not no Jalen Milroe type quarterback. He's more of a pocket passer. Spreads 9.5. FPI's got 62% LSU, 38 Florida. This is going to be a rough week, y'all. I'm going to have to really put some thoughts in these picks because last week I was pretty good hit rate on my games. I did miss on my best bet and my upset pick, but I had a pretty good week picking against the spread last week. This one's going to be a lot harder with all these tight-knit games like this. This one right here, y'all. I already know where I'm going with this one. I'm not going to tell you yet. If you watch the channel, I've probably said it before on my predictions and stuff about this game. You got Texas A&M going to Notre Dame at 7:30 at night, another night game. The over-under is only 49.5 in this one, y'all. It's supposed to be a low score. The FPI loves Notre Dame, 71% to 29% A&M. The spread, 6.5. I like one team on that one. That's all I'm going to say. That's one of them. That's one of the ones I'm most sure on that we've talked about so far. This game right here, y'all, Vandy and South Carolina. Is Vandy going to be legit this year? Like Pavia said in offseason, they're national title contenders this year. He said he's got him some weapons. They're going to run the state of Tennessee. Now it's time to put up or shut up. You whoop Virginia Tech. That's not that impressive because Virginia Tech's not been good in 10 years. South Carolina's only favored by 5.5 at home. If that game wasn't at home, South Carolina would be favored probably by maybe 1.5, 2.5. You get some points for being at home. The FPI, like South Carolina, 65 to 35. I think that was going to be a pretty good game. I really do. South Carolina didn't really impress me. Vandy impressed me more against Virginia Tech than South Carolina did, but South Carolina played in week 1. Vandy got in week 2. A lot of teams make a big jump from week 1 to week 2. So that was going to be hard to pick. It might just come down to the home field advantage for South Carolina. And Lenore Sellers. They got a better quarterback. Pavia is a good college quarterback, but he's no Lenore Sellers. This one right here, this ain't really a big game, but it's one that intrigues me because Duke was right there in the FPI against Illinois, and then one loss and a lot of turnovers later. The FPI loves Tulane against Duke. 72 to 28, y'all. 72% Tulane. Tulane's favored by 2.5. Tulane was my pick to make the playoff out of the group of 5. They play Ole Miss next week, too. So this win right here will go a long way in them being a potential team to make the group of 5. Them and South Florida. They win this one, lose to Ole Miss. South Florida loses to Miami, but has that Florida and Boise State win. They both handle business. I think they might be in the same conference. That one's slipping my mind right now. I'm not sharp right now, y'all. I've worked today. Baby had to go get some shots. It's been a long day. And she kept me up all night. So excuse me if I sound ignorant on that one. Last game we got to go over, y'all. Game of the week. Game day in town. Dogs and Vols in Neyland Stadium, y'all. I know I've already said it. I'll say it again. I am fucking fired up for this. I think this might be the year, y'all. This might be the year it finally happens. Hypo has wins against LSU, Bama, Florida, all the big Oklahoma, all the big dogs he's played in the SEC, he's got wins against, except for Georgia. Is he finally going to get it? You have to tune into the prediction show to find out if I think he will. Georgia, that line has moved in one day. That line's moved from 7 to 3.5, y'all. Georgia's favored by 3.5. But it's moved 3.5 points in one day. The FPI's flipped. Tennessee favored by the FPI, 51%, 51.5 to 48.5. The FPI likes the Vols. 3:30 Saturday, y'all. Can't get here fast enough. Can Heupel finally get over the hump against Kirby? If he does, look out for the Vols. That's all I'm saying. That's going to be a freaking slobber knocker. It's going to come down to the end. I already know it. Can we get over that hump? I'm ready to find out, y'all. Last thing I want to go over before we finish this video out. We will be without our top two corners in that matchup. Jamon McCoy, we thought we'd get him back this week. He's not quite ready. It's a big blow. If there's a team I think we can survive without him, it's Georgia, because Gunner Stockton has struggled. Kirby Smart said the other day he wished he could see the Gunner Stockton he sees him practice in a game, because he's not seen it this year. And it's going to be hard for him to see it in this environment that he's walking into. It's checker kneeling, y'all. Fans are going to be fired up. We want that win against Georgia. It's the only one we ain't got. We ain't beat Georgia in 8 years since the Hail Mary from Dobbs to Jennings. Ricky Gibson's still out. So we're going to be playing backup corners. We got good depth, though. We got Colton Hood. We got Jalen McMurray. We got Ty Redmond, surprise freshman. We got Boo Carter if we need to move him around. That's one spot we're deep at. Would I love to have Jamon McCoy back? Absolutely. He might be the best corner in college football. I think there's other games we need him back for. They have better quarterbacks than Georgia. They don't have better teams than Georgia, but they have better quarterbacks than Georgia. I think we can survive this one without them if we put the right game plan together and the offense does what I think they can do. But that does suck. We've all been thinking we was getting Jamon McCoy back this week. Don't look like it's going to happen, Pete Thamel says. Heupel's not going to tell you. Heupel's not that guy. He's not going to tell you. David Sanders, they think he will start this week. His first start at right tackle against Georgia. If it was at Georgia, that would scare me a little more. With it being in Neyland Stadium, the moment might not get to him. If he does struggle, we can put somebody else in there that's been playing this year. Y'all lock in with me. Hit that like button. Get in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button. We're in the meat of the schedule now, y'all. This is where you find out who's contenders and who's pretenders. I know y'all ready. I'm ready. Please do that YouTube stuff for me on the way out the door if you have not already. I appreciate you tuning in to another episode. God bless you, and go Vols.